Hey everyone, so a couple of months ago I made this character and I wasn't sure whether I wanted to post about it or not. And as an artist, I've struggled with doubting whether or not people will like something I made, regardless of the quality of it, for a lot of my career, even as I reached new and new heights. Now for this piece a couple of nights ago, I just said whatever finally, and I kind of just posted the reel showcasing that character on my Instagram. And while I was sleeping overnight, the reel gained like 100,000 views, and by now it's at over like 700k, and it's literally been 2 days. So I'm not saying this to brag or anything, I'm saying this to show you that oftentimes as artists we can be our own worst critics, if that makes sense. And any sort of doubt is just kind of something that we have to push past, both in our minds as well as in our art. And speaking of pushing past things, today I wanted to make a video where I just talk about a specific time in my life where things changed for the worse for me, but I tried to keep my resolve and keep on creating, and it was ultimately this consistency that led me to be able to make what I'm making now. So back in the day at my old house where my dad was, I had been moved from living in my bedroom to basically living in the basement. Now you may be wondering why. What horrible thing did you do to deserve that? So if you've been watching me for some time now, you know I grew up in a bit of a screwed up household with a very insane stepmother, to say the very least. But basically, she used to always make this thing up that I was making loud noises in the middle of the night. Like, yes, that's totally serious. I know any of you watching this who have like a crazy family will know what I mean. But eventually, she and my dad made me to go live in our basement instead. Which, it wasn't like a dungeon basement, but it was a finished one. But still, it's pretty crazy considering there were vacant rooms in the house. Anyways, so this was a very weird time in my life because I had a laptop downstairs and had to sort of run it through an Ethernet cable going up the stairs for the internet to even work because there was no actual Wi-Fi connection down there. And in my life at this time, I would play games with my friend, on Steam of course. But in addition to that, I was also beginning to work on like my first serious animations in this time period. This was actually like right around the time period where I first started taking art seriously at all. So while I was in this situation in the basement, these were also like the formative days of my artistic journey, if that's what you want to call it. I'd be in the basement using mouse and keyboard of course, because obviously no tablet around that time. But even in spite of that, I still wanted to just try and make stuff. I wanted to try and see if I could at least practice a little bit, because I believe that if I wanted to eventually make cool things, I may as well start now and not delay it. So literally around this time in my life, I would be in the basement, right? And I would literally be using my mouse and keyboard to make these sort of weird 2D type of animations. At the time it was 2D, so naturally for something like that you really want a tablet, right? Nowadays I always use mouse and keyboard for 3D, but the point is, at that time I was making these types of animations with the people who I was friends with at school, kind of like voice acting in them. So it created this like weird dichotomy in my life where it was like, on one hand, everything looked normal when I was at school. I was making these animations, people were laughing at them and they were like, wow, that's cool. But then at home, I had literally been like relegated to the basement working on this stuff there. And really, it was just super surreal. And honestly, from this whole experience and this whole kind of time in my life, it taught me something very important, which was sort of resilience and consistency. Because despite the circumstances, despite sort of, living in fear in that household, because I didn't know what was going to happen the next day or the day after that, was she going to do something crazy? I had no clue, right? But in spite of all this, I just kind of like really wanted to progress in my journey. And I feel like when you have that desire, then the procrastination starts to slowly go away more. At that time, of course, I didn't have the tools that I needed more stuff, but really I just had to use what I had at the time, which was my old laptop. And the reason I want to emphasize that is because I feel like if I didn't have a sort of resiliency, then I don't know if I would have been able to progress and keep on getting better and better as time went on. Nowadays, of course, I'm not living there anymore and things are a lot better in that respect, but still on the work side of things when I'm making my art, or when I'm making an animation or something like that, there's still parts of the process that I have to push through in terms of me getting to a point in it where I feel that, it's in a bit of an ugly phase right now, but I need to push through. And by the way, that's like in literally every sort of rendered work that I make, or any character or any scene asset. It's the same thing. There's always like a kind of ugly phase at the beginning that you have to push through. So what I just want to say here is that, you're always going to have stuff like that in the art that you make, and in life in general, I guess you could say too. But you just have to push through it, and you have to try and not let it become the reason that you just like totally quit, if that makes sense. You have to have that faith there where when you're making something, you just know you're gonna kind of like push through to the finish line, or at least push through to the point where you think you've learned something, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing when you're making anything, is that you're learning. And especially when it comes to art, you learn a lot by doing and just making and creating. And I know for sure, like first-hand experience here, I know it can be a painful feeling when you create something and it doesn't come out as good as you wanted it to. But I've realized always that like those types of quote-unquote failures are like the best, because you just learn so much from them. And really, when you just kind of mess up over and over and over again, you do learn like so much from that. And I think if it wasn't for all of the mistakes that I made over the years, then I wouldn't be who I am now. So it's like, if I were to be proud of the artist that I am today, then I have to also be proud of like whatever I messed up in the past or whatever failures I had with my art, because it was those things that actually taught me and actually led me to becoming who I am now. So in the moment, these things can feel really painful. Trust me, I know. Like when you make something for 70 hours and like 10 people see it, I know that feeling. I was there with you for so long. But trust me, in the end, all of that just kind of like adds up, and then eventually you get to a point where, you know, you can just see things a lot more clearly in terms of what you're making or how it's going to look in the end. And it will become easier as long as you stay consistent. I also want to say, if you're someone who struggles with self-doubt or imposter syndrome or anything like that, I want you to know that you're not at all alone, and pretty much everyone gets some form of that, like pretty much everyone. It's such a common thing, and it's actually just like in the human condition for some reason. You'll always have like, or not, I want to say always, like obviously you work to kind of like diminish these things, but one of the biggest weaknesses of the human mind, I guess you could say, is the sort of self-deprecation thing, where we tend to kind of like try and diminish ourselves and say, oh, we're not that good, or, you know, we can't actually do that, we can't do this, we're a failure, blah, 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 stuff like this. So any thoughts like that, I've learned, it's just like so important to just completely get rid of them and totally annihilate them. So that's what I do now, at least in my mind. And with a mindset like that, it makes you much more resilient. And with that, then you can go out and just do what you want and try and pursue what you want. Also, just wanted to say too, I feel like this is something that, you know, I'm talking about it right now, but it really is just one of those issues that kind of just permeates all of our lives, I feel like. You know, it's one thing to have a little bit of confidence at first, but then it kind of like wanes down as your day progresses. You know what I mean? I know some people, maybe you wake up and you feel really good, but like as the day goes by, maybe you feel worse and worse. So it's just important to always believe in yourself at the end of the day, as cliche as it sounds, because in life, from my experience, you're just going to always have certain things happen that are maybe not what you want exactly, and they may reduce your confidence, right? But the bravest thing you can do is like be confident and just really believe in yourself in spite of that, in spite of like what, you know, I guess the reality is saying, I guess you could say. I just feel like anything good that has happened in my life has been a result of me being consistent, because I actually believed in myself to some degree. So this is a reminder to myself as well, because of course I'm not perfect with this. No one is completely perfect, but I just feel like the more that you can really just insulate your mind to really just have this confidence and belief in yourself, then you're going to be able to make your dreams come true in that way. As when you have that sort of confidence, it just leads to energy, and the energy that you have leads to more action, and it's certainly just a powerful thing, you know? Okay guys, so that is it for this video pretty much. I just wanted to talk a bit about that topic today, because I know some of you voted before that it's something that you struggle with, so just wanted to touch on that. More tutorials and stuff are coming in the future, hopefully. So I'll see you next time, and if you're someone who wants a clearer path to learning Blender and making amazing quality 3D art, then be sure to check out my masterclass and community in the description.